Unfortunately, I don't change color when I eat things. And as much as I wish I could, I can't look like any of these flowers. And let's take a look here. This one has a bunch of colors on it, like pink, blue, yellow, green, and even a bit of red. And if I ate one of these flowers, I wouldn't turn green, would I? I don't know. And if I eat this purple onion, do you think I turn purple? I wish I did. Then I could scare my brother all I want. And I could eat this green broccoli and become an alien. Or maybe even with this flower pot, if I eat this peach flower, maybe I'll just turn right back into me. Or if I eat this green plant, maybe I'll just become a green alien again. The thing about caterpillars is that hypothetically, in our imagination, they can be any color you want. Whatever they eat, they can become it. So what if they ate a purple eggplant, for example? Then they could become a big purple butterfly. And if they ate something green, maybe they'll stay green forever. How about we explore the idea of something that we eat changing the color that we are? And although, because we are people, we can't really do it, this caterpillar just could. The very hungry caterpillar. This caterpillar just might be able to turn into whatever color you wish, because it's in your imagination or because it's a caterpillar. Let's go find out. I already ate my lunch, but I know that some of you haven't. So maybe you are a very hungry caterpillar. So let's start with the very hungry caterpillar. The thing about this book is that I want you to enjoy it in the way that I get to see it. So I'm gonna give you an idea of what I see when I open the book. In the light of the moon, a little egg laid on a leaf. One Sunday morning, like this one, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. And we're gonna start looking at the food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still very hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still very hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. Poor caterpillar, eating so much food. The next was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf. And after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore. And he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. And you see just how much food he could have chewed through in the 1 week he was a caterpillar. If he can chew through this much food in just 1 week, in the last couple of years of your life, how many foods do you think you have chewed through? I bet it was quite a lot. And now I want you to think of 5 foods you super like for the 5 days of the week. For example, I've got going a broccoli, a nice steak, maybe a piece of raspberry cake, a lemon tart, and finally, to top everything off, maybe a nice cold glass of Coke. And I want you to think of 5 foods that you like too. And while you're thinking about it, we're gonna go try and draw them. Let's go. We figured out that whatever we feed the animals, the caterpillar can turn into whatever color we wish. So now that we've gotten to that, let's explore what happens when we feed it a pumpkin, or maybe a paprika, or maybe even a potato. And I know we're only doing those, and those are vegetables, gross, yada yada. But there's also broccoli, and I also have some asparagus, and something my brother particularly hates, a mushroom. But over here we have the fun stuff. We have a lollipop, which is my personal favorite candy, and a muffin, a strawberry, a pumpkin, like this one, an apple, and a banana, and even our very own caterpillar. And now that we've figured out that a caterpillar might be able to change color when it's a butterfly, I know it can't happen, but let's change the color of the caterpillar based on what it eats. So here I have a green caterpillar. And if you don't have one of these green caterpillars at home, you can just follow along by drawing one. And because not everyone might have a green caterpillar at their house, I want to practice drawing a green caterpillar that we can play with today. So how about we start with a white sheet of paper and a caterpillar. It doesn't have to be green, it can even be pink, or it can be blue, like my favorite color. So I'm gonna start off with a blue caterpillar. So the thing about a caterpillar is that it needs a head, like this. I know it doesn't look like much, but we're gonna get there. And then it needs a different color for the body, like this, and this, and this, and this, and this. The caterpillar can't just be one long thing, it has to curve. So we're gonna give it a little bit of dimension. And now that the caterpillar can go in all directions like this, we're gonna give it a face and a big antler first. And now that we've given it a little friendly face, like such. It's a little scary, but that's okay. We're gonna use some scissors to cut it out. So we're gonna use the scissors and cut it out in the shape of a caterpillar. So now that we can have a mobile caterpillar that can move around in whatever shape we wish. So now that the caterpillar is blue and in the shape that we want it to be, we can make it go in all different directions. And now that the caterpillar can go in many different directions, it can eat anything it wants. And the thing about a nibbling caterpillar is that it might eat something one day and then turn into a different color. So if you're doing this at home, I don't want you to cut this on your own. I want you to ask your parents so that we don't end up with any red caterpillars on accident. So now that we've gotten a cute little caterpillar that can eat, or one of these, like such, we're gonna have it go through many different things. So if a caterpillar was to eat a strawberry, it would turn red. Yes? So then we can take the red crayon and color it in. And then the caterpillar would become red, like this. And if the caterpillar was to eat something blue, for example, the candy I had right here, it might turn blue, like this caterpillar, like this. And if the caterpillar was to eat something green, let's say, like this little broccoli, then it would become green, like this. I know, it's super cool. And now, for the grand finale, if it was to eat a cupcake, but not just any cupcake, it was to eat a blueberry cupcake. And not just the cupcake, it's going to eat even the wrapper. And the wrapper is what color? Yes, the wrapper is purple. So if the wrapper is purple, then the caterpillar becomes purple. And everything around it changes to, you guessed it, purple. So now I want you to think about a color, a really nice color. Maybe it's pink, or maybe it's even green, that your caterpillar can transform into. And I want you to think of a fruit or a food in any color you wish. Now, disclaimer, do not go feeding your caterpillar a lollipop. It is not a good idea. But you know what is a good idea? Is drawing a food it can eat in your imagination. So I hope you enjoyed having your imaginary caterpillar eat whatever you want it to. And I hope you come back next time to see if I can get a butterfly to change into any color it wants. Thank you for coming along, and I'll see you guys next time.